Listen up. People always ask what I do with the millions I've made from dominating in the ring, so let me show you. This right here is my 6,000-acre, $40 million property known as Paul Reserve. While filming the intro, the drone literally slammed into a tree. No big deal, I've broken about 15 of them already. Out here we've got everything. Wake surfing, jet skis, some of the best hunting in America, the world's biggest ATV track, and we're even building a full airstrip. There's over $5 million worth of vehicles on this land alone. We light Lamborghinis on fire and drift them just for fun. I built this place for myself, my friends, my business partners, and for you all to experience it with me. This is more than a ranch, it's a journey. And right here on the property is my private ranch gym, where I train whenever I'm home. When it's finished, it'll be the best barn gym around, raw, rustic, old-school vibes, with a full boxing ring in the back where I'm constantly sparring and sharpening my edge. And if you look closely right now, my next opponent is literally walking out of the gym. Yeah, forget you, dude. This right here is just one of the many lakes on the property, a massive 20-acre lake, and that's not even the crazy part. The land also has 4 full miles of water frontage on Lake Sanal, which means any water sport you can think of. Jet skis, tubing, wake surfing, we're doing it. These aren't average machines either. These are the fastest jet skis in the world. And this is one of the longest driveways in America. A 3-mile stretch from the front gate all the way to the main houses. The entire property is more than half the size of Manhattan, and the potential here is absolutely endless. Honestly, this driveway feels like it was made for speed, so why not test it in a Lamborghini? Let's run it. That turn right there. Perfect. The guy can drive, no question. Bro, your driveway is literally a racetrack. And over here is the shooting range, soon to be the best private shooting range in America. Fully tactical, massive weapon inventory, ski shooting, tactical pistol setups, a full 300-yard range. Whatever you want to shoot, it's happening here at Paul Reserve. When the property was first revealed, I saw a lot of comments saying, "This guy really spent $40 million on trees and dirt." So people asked, what's the actual plan here? Funny thing is, there's more than 1 trillion tons of dirt on this land, and I could probably sell just the dirt for more than what I paid for the entire property. And this isn't regular dirt. It's special, bright orange dirt. Ask Richard, he'll tell you. It's the best dirt he's ever seen, and he's been working dirt for over 15 years. We've also built the world's biggest razor track out here, and we'll give you a small sneak peek, but not too much. A lot of people also ask why Georgia, and the answer is simple. This dream investment needed to check a few boxes. I wanted to be on a lake where we could wake surf, ride jet skis, and go completely wild. I wanted enough flat land to build a full airstrip, land a full-size jet, and create a massive racetrack, something you just can't do in places with too many valleys like parts of Tennessee. On top of that, I never wanted it to get cold. I've been to my brother's ranch in the mountains where the weather changes every 5 minutes and winter lasts half the year. I wanted a place I could enjoy year-round with consistent weather. We're bringing in cows, and honestly at this point you could imagine giraffes standing right there. It's gonna look like Jurassic Park. People say we must get bored out here. I'm extremely bored. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Did you hit anything? It was a snake, a huge rattlesnake. I actually killed a 7-foot rattlesnake right here with a shovel. And honestly, it was one of the craziest and scariest things I've ever experienced. This property is known for some of the best hunting in all of America. We keep dog kennels here for our hunting dogs, who help retrieve birds when we go dove or quail hunting. The deer on Paul Reserve have some of the finest genetics in Georgia, which is why we are so focused on careful conservation. Today we're going deer hunting, starting with a test shot before climbing into the tree stand, as we plan to remove a buck with poor genetics so the herd can grow stronger and healthier. The goal is to develop the biggest and best deer on the property, which is all part of responsible wildlife management. We're constantly working to make hunting at Paul Reserve the best in the world, and the land is full of wildlife. Deer, alligators, hogs, and more. Right now we're bow hunting deer, but just the other night we were out hunting invasive hogs using thermal night vision, since they cause billions of dollars in crop damage across the United States every year. A few weeks ago we even went gator hunting, and I turned the gator I killed into my fight shorts for my last fight. I prefer bow hunting because it feels more fair. It requires patience, stealth, and silence, making it a more skillful and respectful way to hunt compared to using guns. Today we weren't successful, but when we are, the property has a full deer cooler and gutting station ready, so once a deer is harvested it's cleaned and stored properly to preserve the meat. Everything taken on Paul Reserve is either eaten or donated, so nothing ever goes to waste. This area here is meant for horses. We don't have any yet, but maybe we'll edit some in so people can imagine what it will look like. There are millions of dollars worth of farm equipment around the property, including dump trucks and John Deere machines, and that building over there is the horse barn. Walking through the place, it's hard not to be amazed by how beautiful it is, and even I realize there are parts of this massive property I've never seen before. As we explore, we stumble into a room I didn't even know existed, which makes me laugh and realize that this is actually where you've been having me sleep. I still feel like I haven't even seen about a fifth of this entire property, especially the huge fields in the middle and the areas around the outskirts. The old property manager once told me it would take 5 years just to truly learn every part of this place. As we're walking through, we stumble across something random and joke about it, but then we start noticing how incredible the trees are. This land used to be a research facility for international forestry companies, where scientists studied DNA and grew some of the best trees in the world, especially loblolly and longleaf pines, which are now used for high-quality timber. The property sits right at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains, which explains all the rolling hills stretching across the landscape. Those hills are beautiful but absolutely exhausting to train on. Running and working out on this long driveway feels like torture. Still, doing a training camp out here in nature has been refreshing and a great change from spending the last 5 years doing camps in Puerto Rico. The temperatures out here can be brutal, and on days like today when it's around 100 degrees, it feels almost unbearable, but by November, December, and January it cools down to a perfect, comfortable climate. After finally reaching the end of the 3-mile driveway, we arrive at the heart of the property, where the houses, workshop, and multiple buildings hold the equipment and supplies needed to run everything. Right here, plans are underway to build a massive barn-dominium that will include a world-class gym, a new shop, vehicle parking, pickleball courts, a chill area, and even a cigar lounge. The property also has its own fueling station with diesel, 87, and 91-octane fuel, which is essential since all the vehicles, boats, and machinery constantly need to be refueled. Nearby is the house I gave to my dad, where he stays whenever he's on the property, and for me this place is really about family. Raising my kids here, surrounding them with nature, and giving them the same kind of experiences and freedom I had growing up. There are several houses on the property, about 4 in total, and as I mentioned before, this place is also a long-term investment. I'm planning to build an incredible home here, and once everything is upgraded and turned into a more luxurious destination, I believe the entire property could one day be worth around $100 million. Since right now it's still pretty bare bones and in need of modern improvements. The land sits on Lake Seminole, a massive 38,000-acre lake formed by the Flint and Chattahoochee rivers, where we go wake surfing, ride jet skis, and enjoy all kinds of water activities. The house I plan to build will have a stunning lake view overlooking the water. We've been out here all day in the Georgia heat, so grabbing an energy drink feels necessary to keep going. As we move forward, on the left you can see the main lodge, a beautiful old-style family home with about 9 bedrooms, and as we step inside, it's impossible not to notice even the giant spider hanging around. As we walk through the building, I can't help but react to the massive spider on the wall, joking about how wild it looks while we talk about renovating the place and opening up the walls to bring in more light, fun, and energy. We laugh about how people think I just punch others for a living, but I see myself more as a creative artist and an entrepreneur. Then we step out to take in the beautiful lake view, with some magical music playing in the background. And I remember how things nearly went wrong on the 4th of July when fireworks almost caused a disaster, making my mom furious as she ended up chasing and even hitting one of the interns. In between all the chaos, I jokingly give a shout out to a deodorant brand for keeping me fresh in the 100-degree heat, even though I sweat a lot, before casually pointing out that the rooms and bedrooms here are simple and nothing too fancy. As we walk around, we notice a stray dog and joke about whose it might be before stopping to look at an old map of the property, which shows how packed the land is with trees and how the Flint River runs through it and eventually becomes Lake Seminole, creating all these beautiful water views. The property also has several ponds, including a duck pond and a few others scattered around the land. I point out my house and show where we ran a little science experiment the day before, which taught us a lot. And I explain that the blue Lamborghini everyone keeps asking about is still here. It just has a small wrap on it now. As we head inside, things get chaotic when we realize there are professional boxers hanging around and one guy is casually smoking a cigarette. Inside, the pantry has basically been turned into a gun storage area, with a Genesis Arms semi-automatic shotgun locked in a cage and a modified air rifle with a suppressor, which even has some damage because it was accidentally melted on a razor earlier. The most essential thing we have here is honestly the cryo ice bath. That and a few buzz balls are really all you need. We're about to show you the coolest part of the ranch, even though there's still so much we haven't revealed yet. And at the same time we're officially announcing the launch of the Paul Family Ranch channel. That's where the rest of the full tour will be posted, including all the toys down at the lake and everything else happening on the property, so people can go subscribe and support it as we start uploading there. As usual, things get a little chaotic and loud, with everyone crowding in and joking around, which is pretty much how it is here 24/7. Pure madness from start to finish.